2 for 3 in that one. Liam Heinze went 2 for 4, and Owen Lockley went 2 for 3 in that matchup. Now, in the 5-4 win at home on senior night, Brady also went 2 for 2 with another home run in that one with a runner on, so that was a 2 RBI home run. Then your designated hitter, Jackson Gass, he was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs in that one as well. So, something I'd like to point out right here is that Brady Delk, your senior out there on the field, your quarterback of the defense, I mean, your unquestioned leader of this team out there, he's had a home run in both games against Greenwood. I mean, that is huge. The young man's, I say only, but he's got 4 home runs on the season. So, with all that being said, with 4 home runs on the season, to know that 2 of them came against Greenwood, and he went 2 for 2 in the last game, and he went 2 for 3 in the game before that, this young man gets up to play against Greenwood. Now, I don't know what it is, if it's a personal thing or this or that, but Brady is here to play tonight. Now, also pitching in that 5-4 win was Jordan Brandon, who's also going to be on the bump for us here tonight at the home of the Hilltoppers. And he pitched 8 full innings. Gave up 4 runs, 2 of those were earned, with 7 strikeouts and 3 walks in that one. Now, for the starting lineups, we'll begin with the Greenwood Gators. Greenwood Gators leading off for them is going to be shortstop number 13, Kiyoshi Une. Une's a .337 hitter with 19 RBIs on the season. And then second baseman number 26, Jackson Lee, a .347 hitter with 23 RBIs. Then right fielder number 23, Henry Justice, a .348 hitter with 26 RBIs. Then pitching is going to be number 29, Whit Glossick. By the numbers, Whit is the best pitcher for Greenwood. Greenwood not trying to mess around with pitching here tonight or not throw their best arm. They want to come out here and defeat your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, no doubt about it. Now, after that, in the 5 hole is going to be catcher number 5, Griffin Veazey. Then third base, number 22, Boston Howard, followed by left fielder number 3, Josiah Groff. And then over on first base, I'm sitting next to his dad here tonight, is going to be first baseman number 39, Ethan York. Then center fielder number 1, Sam Holder. And that is your Greenwood Gators starting lineup here tonight in the semifinal round of the 4th region tournament. Now, for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, leading off in his typical spot is going to be number 17, the second baseman, Liam Heinze. Heinze is a .328 hitter with 23 RBIs coming into this one, followed up by the senior shortstop, number 7, Brady Delk. Delk is hitting .363 on the season with 23 RBIs and 4 home runs. Then followed up by designated hitter Jackson Gass. Gass is a .318 hitter with 26 RBIs. That's great numbers for a designated hitter spot. Then right fielder Carson Kelly, who's a .340 hitter with 17 RBIs. Then first baseman, the freshman, the phenomenal freshman, Owen Lockley, who's a .385 hitter with 16 RBIs. Then the one they call Goose out in left field, Hendrick Blankenberg. He's a .346 hitter with 17 RBI. And then the one who plays the hot corner, Colton Turner, .252 hitter with leading the team in RBIs with 29. Then center fielder, Braylon Turner, hitting just under the Mendoza line with 10 RBIs. And then the pitcher, Jordan Brandon, who hasn't had a ton of plate appearances. And behind the plate in his usual spot is going to be Nash Ballou. So, from the bump, let's talk about your starting pitchers here for a moment. For Greenwood, Whit Glossick. Whit has got a 3.16 earned run average, and he's thrown 57 2/3 innings on the year with 52 strikeouts and 14 walks. So he's getting pretty close to that strikeout per inning tally right there. Now, for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, Jordan Brandon. Brandon, by the numbers on the season, has been the top pitcher for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats by the numbers. Now, we look at all our pitchers out there, and I think you've got 3 great ones between Brady Delk, Jordan Brandon, and Easton Kelly that can all go out there and win you a game at any given moment. Tonight, it's Jordan Brandon's turn. He's got a 1.33 earned run average, 62 strikeouts, and 28 walks through 68 1/3 innings on the season. Man, I am fired up for this one. And I mean, it always feels to me for our small town of Franklin to come up and get wins against Bowling Green schools. Man, it's a good feeling. I'm not even going to pretend to beat around the bush about it. That is a good feeling. As the Greenwood Gator faithful has come alive here. An excellent crowd here tonight all around for Franklin-Simpson as well as Greenwood. This is going to be a really fun game to call, so please stick around. And whether you're on your 92.3 FM radio dials, if you've got the app, if you want to download our app on your phone or your device, whatever it may be, or hey, maybe you just want to log on Safari and go 923wfkn.com and smash that listen live button. You can join us there. Or hey, if you want to go on YouTube to Franklin-Simpson Channel 9, we're on there too. So come on and join us and take in what is a win or go home moment in the semifinal round for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, coached by head coach Matt Wilhite. Matt Wilhite, one of the best around to do it. Coach of the year here in the 4th region. Congratulations to Coach Wilhite and his whole staff, everybody that received some postseason awards. Man, I always say that he has forgotten more about baseball than I'll ever know, and I firmly believe that to be true. Here on Tuesday, the 26th, 10 after 8 o'clock, we're holding steady at 74 degrees right now here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, but there's some humidity in the air, I guess is what that is. Man, we're not deep into summer enough for me to feel that humidity, but it is plenty warm up here in this booth. As Nash Ballou gets his name called, and now we are waiting for the Greenwood Gators. While we're waiting for them to get their names called, we're going to take us a quick break, and we'll come back with my 2 most favorite words in all of baseball, which are play ball. We'll be right back live on 92.3 WFKN. Hey, Kendra.
Yes.
A minute should do. Yeah, it should. Simpson High School's Wildcat Athletics. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us here. We are just finishing up the starting lineups for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats and the Greenwood Gators. The Greenwood Gators are going to be here this evening. They're going to have the black jersey tops with the green letters and numerals and the white bottoms with the pinstripes, while your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats are going to have the white bottoms and the black jersey tops as well, but they're going to have their typical royal blue domes with the royal blue letters and numerals. So the royal blue and white taking on the green and gold of Greenwood. A little bit later start here. I kind of anticipated that, if I'm being honest with you, not surprised. And the game ahead of us, won by Bowling Green, 12-2, ended up getting done early. So, I mean, we are even earlier than what we could have been. I thought a 2-hour time limit in which for the first one to get this one started. The first one didn't kick off until 5:30, and then this one, first pitch was scheduled to go at 7:30. I said, that don't seem like it's going to happen. So not surprised at all here tonight to see us running a little bit late, but hey, stick around. this game's going to have all kinds of fireworks. Whether you're watching us on television or listening to us on the radio dial, maybe you want to go sit out on the back porch and get you a good cold glass of sweet tea or something to listen to this ball game here. Out and enjoy this nighttime weather. I mean, this is wonderful. And hey, if you're somewhat close by and you're out and about, go ahead and get us moving. Get up here and get your ballpark hot dog. Hit the concession stand. As Whit Glossick has taken his final warm-up pitch, and Veazey has thrown it down to second. And it's time for my two most favorite words in all of sports: play ball. Here comes Liam Heinze getting set for his first at-bat in the top of the first inning. Getting started at 8:15 now on the dot. Here's first pitch. Strike one from Glossick. Heinze, a .328 hitter on the season for the second baseman, the sophomore second baseman. Takes ball a little outside. Now Glossick is, by the numbers, as we said in our opening segment, the top pitcher for Greenwood. That's a line shot. Oh, just foul by about a foot. That one would have had trouble written all over it. Would have been an easy double for the speed of Heinze coming out of the batter's box. I'm more towards the right-handed side of the batter's box. Kind of right. If I look straight down, I'm looking straight into that batter's box, actually. So I'm off a little bit to the side of home plate, which is just fine. Thankful for Western Kentucky University to hold us. And there, Liam takes a timeout as readjusts the batting gloves, and Glossick and Veazey are getting on the same page. Thought he'd take his time too. Heinze sets. Here's the pitch from Glossick. Goes ball high and inside. Makes it a 2-2 count. To the leadoff here in the semifinal matchup for the 4th region tournament. Here's the pitch. Pulled foul. That's going to end up on the roof somewhere. Over at the Tim and Sarah Ford Center with all of the fantastic new updates there for the baseball team and the E-Gaming Center. That's going towards Lee at second. Jackson Lee fields it cleanly, sends it over to York at first, and they retire the first hitter for the Wildcats. Now here comes Brady Delk. Brady Delk has homered in each game that he has faced off in against Greenwood. 2 for 3 in the 3-0 win, and then 2 for 2 at home on senior night with a 2-run home run deep to left field. 4 home runs on the season for Brady Delk, our senior leader. Here's the pitch. Takes ball one inside. This is going to be a fun game, I'm telling you. Fans didn't like that one at all, and it came, good 4 or 5 inches inside. That's a strike. Count goes 1-1. We've yet to see Glossick rear back and try and blow a fastball by Heinze or Delk. Glossick is set. Here's the pitch. Curveball comes across for strike 2. Glossick working with precision rather than power to this point. Pitching solely from the stretch, no real windup. Ric Flair's in the building if you continue to hear that. Goes ball high outside. 2-2 is the count now. Glossick sets. Delk waiting. Here it comes. Popped up towards right field, getting shallow right. Is it going to get foul? And underneath it is Justice. Squeezes it right on the foul ball line. as Jackson Gass makes his way to late with 2 outs now up on the board. The first 2 hitters retired for Franklin-Simpson. Franklin-Simpson all season long has been one of those comeback kind of teams. Jackson Gass coming to the plate hitting .318 with 26 RBIs as the designated hitter. Takes ball 1 low. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a cowbell if you hear that coming across our airwaves as well. The fan has a cowbell. Pulled foul. You know, I love it whenever we've got, so Coach Matt Wilhite's out there in the third base coach's box down by third base. And I love it whenever we got somebody like Jackson Gass that just rips one foul and it gets within a foot of Wilhite and he doesn't even flinch. I mean, like, he gives you that, you know how Kobe didn't flinch? Well, Wilhite doesn't flinch. And it's so, it cracks me up. Here's the pitch. Popped up, foul territory, chasing is York. York giving right up against the wall, and it's going to go just foul. Good effort there by York. Give chase. Count is 1-2 now to Jackson Gass, the junior. Now Gass in that 5-4 win went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs as well. Glossick is set now. 1-2 remains the count. Here's the pitch. Ball inside. Hearing the ire of the fans. Was in the batter's box. 2-2 now to Gass. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout for Glossick. And Glossick is fired up, coming off the mound, hyping up his team. And the Gators do their job here in the top of the first and go 3 up, 3 down against Franklin-Simpson Wildcats. And now here comes Jordan Brandon out towards the mound. We're going to take a 30-second break this time, and we'll be right back with you live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bank & Trust equips you for success.
WFKN, your home for Franklin-Simpson High School's Wildcat Athletics. We are here in the semifinal round of the 4th Region Baseball Tournament with the Wildcats going 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, and Greenwood getting set to come up to the batter's box. It's for their leadoff. Shortstop number 13, Kiyoshi Une. The .337 hitter looking to try to go to work against the junior pitcher, Jordan Brandon, for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, who's got a 1.33 earned run average. Franklin-Simpson, throughout the season, I don't want to say they're a slow starting team, but they have been known to start a little slow. That's why I've given them the moniker a little bit of the comeback cats at times. They've had several games this season where they've been down by a couple runs, and before you know it, roll around to the top of the 7th, they've got 2 or 3 run leads and pulling out wins. As Nash Ballou takes his warm-up down to second, here comes Une. As the system here at the Nick Dennis Field, keeping the players hyped up and warmed up here in between innings. Little M&M. And here's Une. That one's pulled over the top of Turner's head, out into the corner of left field. Blankenberg's got it, but falls over, and Une's going to have an easy stand-up double, first pitch swinging. Now, the Greenwood faithful had broke out a drum. Une, first pitch swinging on that one and going to work. Line drive went over the top of third baseman Colton Turner's head. Made a good jump on it. He would have had to have been about 6 inches taller, though, to have made that catch. Now here comes second baseman number 26, Jackson Lee, a .347 hitter with 23 RBIs, right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch from Brandon. Strike one. So across 2 games, Greenwood has had 8 total hits against Franklin-Simpson. Held scoreless in the fouled off there by Lee that time, and he's going to find himself in an 0-2 hole to Jordan Brandon. Held scoreless in that opening one at the home of the Gators. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. High and inside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count now to Lee. On what was a torrential downpour, rainy day all across the region, has now turned out to be a really beautiful evening. Checking the runner on second is Brandon. Here's the pitch to Lee. Inside for ball 2. Lee looked like he had the hips turning, trying to be ready to swing the bat on that one. Comes inside. As Brandon steps off and makes sure he gets the signal correct from his freshman catcher, Nash Ballou. The Wildcats, a very young team indeed, sets up outside, comes inside, misses on that one. Brandon taps himself on the chest, and now the count runs full after being ahead 0-2. Now we're looking at 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, with a runner out on second, and he walks him. His first walk of the game. So Greenwood really in business here early on in the bottom of the first inning. Greenwood, the home team tonight. As I do believe at the end of the season, technically they were the number 2 team in the region, which would make them the higher ranked team, as Franklin would have finished at third, and Brandon throws ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. As we see head coach Jason Jaggers giving signals to his team here, with right fielder number 23, Henry Justice, up to bat. Strike 1 across the inside part of the plate there. Justice, a .348 hitter with 26 RBIs, trying to make it 27 and drive in a run here with the Wildcats in a bit of a jam with runners on first and second, no outs. Checking the runner at second. Continues to check him. Now here's the pitch. Goes ball outside, and it gets out of the glove of Nash Ballou. And Une moves to third. Lee goes to second. Now we're really finding ourselves in a bit of a trap with no outs and a 2-1 count. This is trouble with a capital T for your Wildcats. Brandon sets. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Justice digs in now. Here it comes. Swings through, ring up one for Jordan Brandon. Man, talk about a timely strikeout for Jordan Brandon as he fans Henry Justice. Now here comes the pitcher, Whit Glossick. Glossick, a very good 348 hitter with 15 RBIs. Showing bunt, bluffing the bunt early on here with just one out. I was surprised that they didn't do this with Justice. Goes over the head of Glossick. Nash got the glove up there, caught it cleanly, sent it right back to Brandon. Brandon just trying to find his zone out there on this mound. Here's the pitch. Oh, and run him down. There's a squeeze play, and they get Une at third. Une was coming home like a freight train off of third base because he thought Glossick was going to get the bunt down, and Nash Ballou does a phenomenal job running him down from behind the plate, and he flips it to third baseman Turner at the very last second, and Turner gets the tag down. What a great play there by your freshman catcher. Henry Justice, or pardon me, Jackson Lee stays put out there on second and doesn't move, and now Glossick's got a 1-1 count, showing bunt, don't know why. Attempts the pickoff there at second. Brandon very good with the pickoff, but let's take it easy with the pickoff. We're okay right there. We just need one out. Glossick's not going to bunt here. Here's the pitch. Goes inside yet again for ball two. 2-1 is the count now with two away. Talk about a masterful work here to get out of a jam. Still just holding the bat out there. Don't know why. Some gamesmanship, I guess, by Glossick, trying to get in the head of Brandon as Brandon was taking his time checking the runner, Lee, out there on the second base for Greenwood. Popped up. Carson Kelly calling everybody away. Squeezes it for out number 3. My goodness. No outs. Runners on first and second. And your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats get out of an incredible jam to hold Greenwood scoreless as they moved them around on a pass ball to second and third. Run one down, strike out, and get them to pop out to right. Wow. Strand one on second base there in scoring position. Man, that's a missed opportunity for Greenwood. But we're going to take ourselves another 30-second break this time, as I've done too much talking here in between breaks. And we'll be right back with the top of the second inning where we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Everybody to 92.3 WFKN here at the home of the Western Kentucky University Hilltoppers at the Nick Dennis Field for the semifinal round of the 4th Region Baseball Tournament. Greenwood Gators, they got out there and had a couple runners on second and third at one point in time with no outs, and Jordan Brandon strikes one out, then a base running error out there on third, and they run down Kiyoshi Une at third after his leadoff double. First pitch swinging as he was leading off the hitting here in this one, and then a walk, and Brandon finds himself able to get Whit Glossick to fly out to right field to Carson Kelly. And now your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats get out of a huge jam and head back into the dugout with some momentum after going 3 up, 3 down to get this one started in the top of the first. Going to need a little help from the middle of their lineup here as baseball goes. You can't just continuously keep up with 1 or 2. You got to get some sportsmanship right there from Carson Kelly, shaking hands with the umpire and Veazey behind the plate. Carson Kelly bats 4th. Kelly, a .340 hitter with 17 RBIs on the season. Glossick throws. That's sent up the middle. Can Une get to it? He does, and he throws it away. And Kelly's going to second. He's going to make it in there, sliding the throwing error on Une, and your Wildcats are in business. First pitch swinging here for Carson Kelly. And here comes, by the numbers, highest batting average on the team, fantastic freshman, first baseman, number 22, Owen Lockley. Lockley's a .385 hitter with 16 RBIs, going to try to make it 17 here with plenty of speed out there on second base in Carson Kelly. Let's see if we play small ball here and try to move him around. As third baseman Howard is in tight. Shows bunt. Curveball stays high. This is a big-time game here as Franklin defeating Greenwood in the previous 2 matchups here in the regular season, now meeting. As Glossick throws ball 2, a little low and away in the zone. Let's see what Lockley does as he gets a signal from Coach Wilhite out there on third. Glossick sets now. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that's a base hit down the right field line. Carson Kelly's turning third, and there goes Owen Lockley. It might be a little play at the plate. No, sir. Carson Kelly is coming through. 1-0. Your Wildcats lead it. Man, he nearly painted that first base line with that hit. Now it's time for Talk to Me Goose. Hendrik Blankenberg, also known as Goose, I'm told, which is just the coolest nickname to me, if you're a Top Gun fan, of course. Right-handed hitter, hits .346. Here's the pitch, shows bunt, foul tipped down and back into Veazey's lap. Still no outs on the board. As Hendrick gets back into the batter's box. Lockley just off to an average lead over there. Glossick checking him, shows bunt, pulls back on that time as he goes high and outside. 1-1 is the count here in the top of the second inning, with your Wildcats now leading it 1-0. 8:37 in the evening, we'll say. Past my bedtime, but that's okay. Checking the runner over on first is Glossick. Taking his time. Now here's pitch, shows bunt, goes over the top of the head of Blankenberg. Veazey gloves it, nice and easy. Count goes 2-1. Lost slight control of that curveball that time. Lockley, same lead as he's been rolling with over there on first. Shows bunt again, lays it down right back to Glossick. He's going to get a 2, and he overthrows it. And Une has to catch it, and Lockley is safe at second. Blankenberg is safe at first. Second error of the game, and here comes Coach Jason Jaggers to talk it over with his pitcher. Jaggers has been at Greenwood for a really long time. He's a really good coach, runs a first-class program right there. And here comes Coach Wilhite down to talk it over with his next hitter, Colton Turner. Colton Turner, one of the most dangerous hitters in the lineup, especially with runners in scoring position, as he leads the team with 29 RBIs on the season. I got to see Colton's triple that he hit last night, and my goodness, was that a shot. Now here comes Colton up to bat. Big, strong right-handed hitter. Plays third base for your Wildcats. Still no outs. Runners on first and second, and 1 run in. Looks like he's going to hit. Shows bunt. He lays it down, and Glossick goes, and he fields it cleanly. Throws to first. Second baseman Lee covers it cleanly. And hand claps all around as we move the runners to second and third. Nice work there, young man, getting that bunt down. Your Wildcats really showing off the ability to bunt here this evening, which is big time. You can tell that they've really put in the practice and put in the work on the bunt. And here comes center fielder number 2, Braylon Turner. Braylon just hits a smidge underneath the Mendoza line. He's got 10 RBIs. Let's make it 11. Curveball. Ooh, that's a pretty good-looking pitch right there from Glossick. Curveball, I guess, stayed a smidge up in the zone for ball 1. As Lockley's on third. Here's the pitch. Popped foul. Back over top of the net. And into traffic. As we are coming to you live right here on 92.3 WFKN from the home of Western Kentucky University at the Nick. In the semifinal round of the 4th Region Baseball Tournament, your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats taking on the Greenwood Gators, leading at 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Runners on second and third. Braylon Turner pops one high in the infield, chucks his bat down. Jackson Lee squeezes it underneath it, and runners stay put on second and third, and that's out number 2 here in the top of the second. And here comes pitcher Jordan Brandon. Brandon has, I think, 8 or 9 plate appearances on the year, hitless in those 8 or 9 plate appearances. But he's a big, strong kid, right-handed hitter. You'd love to see him help his cause here as your starting pitcher for the Wildcats and put the bat on the ball. Give himself an opportunity to do something, make the defense work for it. Took strike 1 as Glossick sets for pitch number 2. Here it comes. Ball 1, low and away. Feels kind of like a big moment. Everybody's gotten quiet here at the Nick. The fans have really quieted down. Need those Franklin-Simpson faithful to come alive right here. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 2. And that might be the first time I've really seen Glossick just rear back and let it rip for a fastball across home plate. Shows good velocity for the right-hander. Here's the pitch. Goes over the head of Brandon. That one would have plunked him in the noggin. Goes 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Brandon trying to work the count a little bit here. See if he can put the bat on the ball. Give yourself a chance, young man. Now here's the pitch. Nice work. Foul ball. Out of play. Jordan Brandon gets back into the box with a 2-2 count. Glossick pitches exclusively from the stretch rather than using a windup. Runners on, so he'd pitch from the stretch right now regardless. But ball 3. Low and outside. What a huge thing this would be right here with Liam Heinze in the on-deck circle. if Jordan Brandy could draw a walk with first base open. Bring Heinze, the top of the order, up to bat. Here's the pitch. Lined out to center field. Is it going to get down? Holder is running and chasing and squeezes it for out number 3. Nice work there by Sam Holder to record that one. And your Wildcats do a whole lot of damage right there with a lead off and a score from Carson Kelly in the top of the second. We'll be right back with more baseball action live on 92.3 WFKN.
Ready to see the world without the stress of planning? At Picture This Travel, we specialize in creating unforgettable travel experiences tailored just for you. And now we're excited to launch Franklin-Simpson Alumni Travel. Imagine exploring incredible destinations across the globe, side by side with fellow FSHS graduates. Travel together, make new memories, and celebrate the Wildcat spirit worldwide. For more information, follow me, Julie Walters, with Picture This Travel on Facebook.
Inning as Greenwood is going to get set for their second attempt here in the batter's box. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us. Back in studio producing Miss Kendra Holt. Thank you for being there as always. Hey, I do want to let you know that we will be right back here live tomorrow night regardless if the Wildcats win or not. If the Wildcats win here against Greenwood, then we'll be here for a baseball championship matchup against Bowling Green. But if the Wildcats do not come away with a victory here, then as Jordan Brandon throws strike 1, if the Wildcats do not come away with a victory over Greenwood here this evening, then we will be over at the softball complex here at Western Kentucky University as your Lady Cats will take on the South Warren Lady Spartans. Popped up high. Brandon, nope, Lockley's calling everybody off, and Lockley's got it for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down. So we'll be on the airwaves with you one way or another tomorrow night, weather permitting, obviously. The girls' game got moved from tonight to tomorrow night due to all of the rain that we've got and that field just not being workable over there, as WKU has a grass and dirt field as opposed to the turf for the softball field. As Brandon throws strike 1. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a base head out into right field. Carson Kelly chasing it down. And number 22, Boston Howard, retreats back to first. Nice work there by Carson Kelly to hold him to just a single right there. Carson Kelly, you could tell he was trucking it to get that thing down. Anybody else out there in right field, and that was a double. Kelly really worked for that one. So now, with 1 away, Greenwood's got 1 on. Here comes left fielder number 3, Josiah Groff. Takes strike 1. Groff is a .333 hitter with 12 RBIs on the season. Groff, a right-handed hitter. Howard off to a good lead over at first. Takes ball 1 from Brandon. Brandon in a groove now out there on the mound. It takes a minute for these young men to get used to these new surroundings. Attempts to pick off over at first, and oh man, Howard slipped getting back to first. That was a close one. Tripped over his own feet. 1-1 is the count now. 1 away. Wildcats leading it 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Checking the runner It's Brandon. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 to Groff. The Gators with 2 hits across 2 innings thus far. They had 4 hits in the first game and 4 hits in the second game against the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. Low and away for Brandon. Going to run the count 2-2 against Groff. What a just beautiful night and great atmosphere this turned out to be. Here's the pitch. Sent foul towards Greenwood dugout. It's always good to be on the hill, man. I love being up here. No place like Diddle Arena. No place like the Houch. Houch and Smith Industries Field. And Groff fans at that one. And Jordan Brandon got another strikeout for out number 2. Ring up another one for the junior. Yes, sir, I think it's safe to say he has found his stride as first baseman number 39, Ethan York, gets set to come up to bat now. York with a .242 average and 14 RBIs. The tall left-handed young man. I'm going to talk really good about him as his dad's sitting next to me, and he lines one towards Heinze. Heinze fields it cleanly. First pitch swinging, sends it over to Lockley for out number 3. And your Wildcats hold bat, and they're going to lead it 1-0 as they get their bats warmed up heading into the top of the third. We'll find out how they do when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
So as far as preventative maintenance, to keep outages at a minimum, one thing that we do is pole inspections. So we'll drive across the system, we'll dig out around the bottoms of the pole, see if there's anything rotten, we'll check the pole's integrity in general. So as you can see now, we're changing out some wire on some poles that we have recently changed out. As they age, they start to crack or rot at the bottom, so we try to stay ahead of those types of outages. Probably the neatest part of working here. So working in the community that I live in and grew up in, there's a lot of satisfaction that comes from that. You know, if there is an outage, there's a good chance that you're restoring power, maybe to a family member, a friend, your preacher, something like that. So just being able to help and serve the people that you know, that's a good feeling.
.3 WFKN, your home for Wildcat Sports, coming to you from Western Kentucky University, the home of the Hilltoppers at Nick Dennis Field, a.k.a. the Nick, as we're heading into the top of the third inning with Liam Heinze, the leadoff hitter in the lineup, going to be leading it off for us here for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats as they lead the Greenwood Gators 1-0. That one run coming across home plate was Carson Kelly scoring after 2 Greenwood errors and an Owen Lockley hit. Veazey getting something out of the ground there. Well, he picked up something, looks shiny. He's going to hand it to his coach. Oh, that's his PitchCom spot right there. PitchCom, that's something that they use nowadays where the coaches can call pitches from the dugout to their catcher, and the catcher then gives a signal to the pitcher. Technology sure is fun, man. Glossick sets. Here's the pitch. Hammered out to left field. Is he going to be underneath it? Sure enough, squeezes it. Does Groff. That was a hard hit ball there by Heinze. I love the aggressiveness at the plate for the Wildcats. Just ball placement, player placement out there in left field. Not on his side. And here comes your senior on the field, Brady Delk. Brady sets up in the center of the batter's box. Curveball comes across home plate for strike one. Brady has given Greenwood all kinds of grief across the 2 games that he's played. 2 for 3 and 2 for 2. 2 home runs across those 2 games. Takes ball 1 outside. 0 for 1 so far here tonight. As Greenwood retired the first 3 batters that they saw in the top of the first. Curveball goes high for ball 2 now to Delk. I do see some of our Lady Cats in attendance. Swings at strike 2. 2-2 is the count now. Glossick resets. As Delk steps out and took a deep breath before he got back in the box. 2-2 is the count. Glossick throws. Oh, my goodness. Delk doesn't like it. I don't like it either, but that's a strikeout for Whit Glossick. That is Glossick's second of the game. You could count him 54 now on the season. 14 walks. And here's the designated hitter, Jackson Gass. Let's see if they can retire 1, 2, 3, top of the lineup again. Takes strike 1, does Gass. They went 1, 2, 3 on us to get the game started. And they retire Heinze and Delk again just like that. Look, that's a chopper sent towards third to Howard. Howard fires over to York, and they do it. Retire the top 3 hitters in the lineup yet again to get out of the top of the 3rd inning. And they're going to try to take that momentum and turn it into runs when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bank and Trust equips you for success.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Third inning here at the Nick Tennis Field at Western Kentucky University, and leading off to bat right now is going to be the center fielder, number 1, Sam Holder. The left-handed hitter pulls his first pitch swinging foul down the first base line. Wildcats leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd, getting that 1 run in the top of the 2nd, as we are the away team here tonight. So we will get to the bottom of the 7th inning if we have the lead. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 1. 1-1 is the count now to Holder. Holder, a .280 hitter. Holder, if I didn't know any better, looks like a track star. Paints the outside part of the plate for strike 2, does Brandon. Nice frame job there by Ballou behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Goes low and away to Ballou. Count moves up now 2-2. It's been great to watch the progression of Nash behind the plate throughout the season as well. Certainly does not play like a freshman. Chopper sent back to Brandon. Brandon fields it cleanly, fires it over to Lockley at first, and there's out number 1. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the third as they move to the top of the lineup now. It's shortstop number 13, Kiyoshi Une. Une with a first pitch swinging to lead off this game. For the Gators was a shot into left field that went all the way into the corner. And he had a stand-up double. Let's see if he's first pitch swinging this time. Here it comes. Comes ball 1 inside to Une. Une, a right-handed hitter. Takes ball 2 inside. One away here for the Wildcats in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. Gets behind Une for ball 3. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now straight up 9 o'clock. So I'm going to do a little station identification. You're listening to 92.3 WFKN. I appreciate your time. We are coming to you from Western Kentucky University's Nick Dennis Field for the 4th region, and that's ball 4. 4 straight balls to Une. Jordan Brandon's second walk of the evening. We're coming to you from home of greatest university on the planet, Western Kentucky University. And here comes that drum alive again, my goodness. 1 away, runner on first now. We'll see Une off to a okay lead. He's got that stealing mitt on. Ball 1 low and away to Jackson Lee, the second baseman. Lee, a .347 hitter. 23 RBIs. Greenwood, several hitters that hit for a high average. Ball 2 low and away. That's 6 straight balls from Jordan Brandon there after throwing 4 to Une, and now 2 more to Lee. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Get settled in now, young man, and let's get this thing on the right track. 2-1 is the count. Lee setting up in the very back of the batter's box. Attempts to pick off. Une wasn't off to any kind of a lead right there. Gets back pretty easy. Now, looked like that was one of those premeditated. I'm throwing it over to first regardless, just keeping him honest kind of throws, as he was only about a step and a half off the bag. Average lead off again. Ball inside. Une jumped out there like he was going to take off, and Nash was ready behind the plate. I'd say Nash is a little taller than 6 foot at this point. He gets up there pretty quick. 3-1 hitters count to Lee. And now we've got another walk. We're going to have a mound visit here from Coach Wilhite. Back-to-back walks is tough to overcome in any situation. It's just between Jordan Nash and Coach Wilhite. He gets an attaboy, pep talk. Say, hey, you got this. A little bit of a pump-up speech. Let's settle in. Get back to doing what we do. After the back-to-back walks, that gives them 3 here on the night. 2 strikeouts. And here comes right fielder, number 23, Henry Justice. Justice, a dangerous hitter. Hits .348. Greenwood with another opportunity with a runner in scoring position. Changeup comes across home plate for strike 1. Up in the batter's box a little bit now is Justice. Here's the pitch. Swings through, it's strike 2. Let's see if Jordan Brandon can find himself another timely strikeout. Up in the box again is Justice. Moves up, say probably another inch or 2 towards the pitcher's mound. Brandon stepped off momentarily. Now he's back. He's got the signal. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Low and away. This count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners on first and second for Greenwood. Checking the runner out on second. Here's the pitch. Bounces in and gets away from Nash behind the plate. And Une moves to third. And runner goes to second. So now 1 away with a 2-2 count. Runners on second and third. You won't see Une make the same mistake he made last time where he got caught in a rundown between home and third. Nash and Colton Turner able to run him down there before he was able to get back to third safely. A little meeting there between Ballou and Brandon. Again, making sure they got their signals correct, I'm sure. Brandon sets. Here's the pitch. Looked like he went and called safe on the check swing. Tell you what, that's about as close as it gets on a check swing to halfway. I mean, whew. He was 3/8 of the way there. Put it like that. Brandon wanting another signal. Justice stepped out of the box there and getting himself a deep breath. 3 balls, 2 strikes, awaiting the payoff. Here it comes. Ball 4 outside. 3 straight walks for Jordan Brandon. And the bases are loaded for Greenwood with 1 away. So an out anywhere. And here comes the pitcher, number 29, Whit Glossick. Whit's a .348 hitter with 15 RBIs. Greenwood looking to tie this one up, and Glossick showing bunt. I'm sure they will be. It gets past Nash, and there's going to be a play at the plate, and he's out. He is out. Great play there by Nash to turn and fire it to Brandon, and Brandon gets the tag in. Une tries to go around it. Rather than going straight into the plate, he tries to avoid the tag. If he would have went straight in, I believe he would have been there. But where he tried to go around the tag, thinking a little bit too much right there, and another base running error by the shortstop for the Gators. And that's out number 2. Runner stays put, does Lee out on second. And here's Glossick. Man, deja vu. In a sense. strike two for Brandon. My. What another missed opportunity for Greenwood if they don't capitalize on this one. Sets up inside, does Nash. Here's the pitch. That's a chopper sent towards Heinze. Heinze fires it over to Lockley, and he gets him out in time. And your Wildcats get out of the jam again here in the bottom of the third and will hold pat with that 1-0 lead as they go in and warm up the bats for the top of the fourth inning. We'll find out if they can add to it when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bacon Trust equips you for success.
.3 WFKN, your home for Franklin-Simpson High School's Wildcat Athletics. And what a game we've got here for you here this evening. It's kind of reminiscent of the Warren East game that we had last night in terms of, you knew it was going to be a good matchup for the Lady Cats versus Warren East. And we've got the same thing right here again tonight, where your Wildcats taking on the Greenwood Gators. Now, they've defeated the Greenwood Gators both times, and I tell you what, that play at home, I just saw a replay image of it. It is really, really close. That's about as close as it gets, but I've got Jordan Brandon ahead with the tag. That played at home there in the bottom of the third. That is nails close, about as close as it gets with that tag right there. I mean, it is bang bang. It almost looks like a tie, if I'm being honest and not trying to be a homer. But you know what? This is a Franklin-Simpson station. He's out. Now leading off in the top of the fourth inning, it's Carson Kelly, the one who's come across home plate here tonight for either team, the lone run that's been scored. Thank you to Aaron Talley with Franklin-Simpson Channel 9 for sending me that image. Appreciate him and all that he does for Franklin-Simpson Channel 9 and our Franklin-Simpson community. Tell you what, that is a busy man right there as Carson Kelly swings through strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the leadoff in the top of the fourth. Kelly, the 340 hitter, fouls one off towards the street. Misses a car by about 30 feet as it was driving right towards that ball. Gets behind in the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Glossick. Goes ball just a little high in the zone. 2-2 is the count now. Here at the top of the fourth inning. Fouled off towards the Wildcat dugout. As Kelly's getting reset now to get back into the batter's box, and Glossick set out on the mound now. Here's the pitch. Sent towards right field, foul line. It looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does. Hey, I think that might have hit a car that time. Sorry, if you're listening on 92.3 right now up here around Western Kentucky University and that baseball just hit your car, we do apologize. 2-2's the count now after the foul ball. Another foul ball. Carson Kelly battling in here right now. The 4-hole hitter, clean up with a 340 average and 17 RBIs on the season for the right fielder. Count remains at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Sent out towards Holder. Holder tracking it cleanly underneath it for out number 1. Now here comes fantastic freshman. First baseman, number 22, Owen Lockley. Lockley, a 385 hitter. Lockley sets up middle of the right-handed batter's box. 1 away. Ball 1. Skips into Veazey. Tell you what, Veazey, he has worked that glove behind the plate. You can tell he's excellent back there for the Greenwood Gators. Does a really fine job. Here's the pitch. That one's a little low in the zone as well for ball 2. (2-0), 1 away to Lockley. Playing underneath the lights here. 9:15 at night. Takes strike 1 down Main Street from Glossick. Wildcats clinging to that 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Still holding steady at 73 degrees. Popped foul out of play. That play at home there in the bottom of the 3rd. If we traverse into this game, get towards the 7th inning, will be 1-2. Remember, was Une safe or was he out? Questionable, highly contested call there in this semifinal round of the 4th Region Baseball Tournament. Or an opportunity to face Bowling Green Purples in the championship game. Here's the pitch from Glossick. Goes ball 3 outside, and that's going to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pardon me. Need a little sip of the Gatorade. Glossick resets now. Now here's the payoff. Popped up towards Une at short, and he tracks it back, pedaling just a little bit into shallow left field, and they record out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here as Hendrik Blankenberg makes his way to the batter's box. Let that bat talk to me, Goose. Blankenberg, a 346 hitter with 17 RBIs. Tall right-handed young man. Here's the pitch from Glossick. Strike 1. Good pitch there from Glossick. Tell you what, your Wildcats went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 1st. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 3rd. And Blankenberg lays off of that one for ball 1. So far, 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. So, I mean, the Gators got 2 hits. The Wildcats got 1. Lifted high and deep to left. Tracking it, and underneath it is Groff. Groff squeezes it for out number 3. Nothing doing on offense right now for either team, really. Now, as Greenwood heads back to their dugout, they're going to try to get on the board when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
Accidents happen in a split second, but the repair doesn't have to be a headache. At Eaton Collision in Franklin, we bring your car back to life with expert repairs and a flawless finish. We'll work directly with your insurance company to make the process quick, easy, and hassle-free for you. From dents to major damage, trust Eaton Collision to get you back on the road fast.
Ready to see the world without the stress of planning? At Picture This Travel, we specialize in creating unforgettable travel experiences, tailored just for you. And now we're excited to launch Franklin-Simpson Alumni Travel. Imagine exploring incredible destinations across the globe, side by side with fellow FSHS graduates. Travel together, make new memories, and celebrate the Wildcat spirit worldwide. For more information, follow me, Julie Walters with Picture This Travel on Facebook.
We've got a tight one here with the Wildcats taking on the Greenwood Gators, the semifinal matchup, the 4th Region Baseball Tournament held at Western Kentucky University's Nick Dennis Field. Wildcats clinging to a 1-0 lead against the Greenwood Gators. Greenwood held scoreless with just 2 hits so far in this one. Have threatened a couple times as number 5, Griffin Beasy, the catcher, sends one foul out towards right field. I think we hit another car. Beasy digs in there on the right-hand side of the batter's box. Nash sets up in the middle of the plate. Here's the pitch. Low in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Jordan Brandon, 4 walks on the evening, 2 strikeouts. Grounder sent towards Delk. Delk, oh, and he muffs it. Bounced up off of the heel of his glove and into his chest. Going to go down as an E6. First error of the game for the Wildcats. An unlikely error for the senior. And Greenwood, yet again, with a base runner on. Beasy gets a courtesy runner. Here comes third baseman number 22, Boston Howard. Howard, by the numbers, the top hitter in the lineup, 412 RB with a 412 batting average. And Nash throws down to first and nearly catches the base runner asleep, the courtesy runner out there for Greenwood. He jumped off the bag a little bit. Too much. Getting caught in no man's land out there. Off to an average lead over on first. Showing bunt. And the wild pitch there from Brandon. Runner moves down to second. So, an error and a wild pitch has Greenwood with a runner on second right now with no outs. And Boston Howard at the plate. The 412 hitter, certainly capable of bringing this one in. Turner in big time at center field. Takes ball 3, so 3 balls, no strikes to Howard. Howard's set. I doubt he's going to swing at anything on this one. Here's the pitch. Nice and easy and across the plate to get to a 3-1 hitter's count now. After the strike comes across home plate. Checking the runner. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 gets away from Ballou, and the runner's going to advance to third. And he's trying to stretch it out into 2, and he does. And the runner comes home from third after the ill-advised throw down to second from Brandon. And we've got a tie ball game. The Wildcats, unfortunately, finding time to shoot themselves in the foot here. And here comes Coach Delk, or is that Will Height? Will Height to talk it over with his team right now, bringing in the whole infield after just an abysmal bottom of the fourth inning right now. No outs, tie ball game. Going to end up with a runner on second. Throwing it around the diamond, not what they need to be doing. Got to hold a little bit of composure here in a big moment. That's another little bit of a pep speech from Coach Will Height out there to his team, as the Greenwood Moms have come alive with the chance after the scored run, tying it up at 1 run apiece here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And here comes the left fielder, Josiah Groff. Groff, a .333 hitter with 12 RBIs, with a runner on second right now. Groff gets set, showing bunt, scoots up in the batter's box, pulls back, just a bluff, takes ball 1 low and away. Groff digs in now. Brandon checking the runner out on second. Here's the pitch. Ball too low. Two-0, none away, runner on second. There's a strike from Brandon. See a little bit of movement heading down towards the bullpen for Franklin-Simpson at the moment. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 from Brandon. Two is the count now. Going to have to be very careful with our pitching options if Brandon can't go the distance here this evening. Here's the pitch. That's a grounder sent towards Heinze. Heinze's going to field it cleanly over to Lockley. Groff really giving a ton of effort getting down the first base line. Heinze had to fire it quickly over to Lockley. That's out number 1. As the runner advances over to third base now. Now here comes the first baseman, Ethan York. .242 hitter with 14 RBIs. Bats lefty with 1 away and a runner on third. Trying to make it 15 RBIs on the season. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 1. Just a bit outside. Shout out Bob Euchre. If you don't know who that is, you haven't watched enough baseball movies or listened to Milwaukee. Oh, and he hit, and it gets behind him. I thought it hit him, but he got out of the way of it. The way the York jumped at that one, I guess he jumped a little too much and got out of the way. Ball 2 got past Nash. 2-0 is the count now. Here's the pitch. Lifted out towards right field. That's going to be in there. No, it trails just foul. I thought that thing painted the line, and that was going to be the lead for Greenwood. What a rip that was off the bat of York. Looking at 2-1 count after the foul ball. Here's the pitch. Lifted high and deep towards right field. Carson Kelly tracking underneath it. Going to throw it on the run. Going to not be a play at home, and Greenwood has the lead 2-1 after the sacrifice fly. So now looking at a deficit as Brandon throws strike one right there to center fielder Sam Holder with 2 outs and nobody on for Greenwood, which is shocking because it feels like they've had somebody on base all night. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 from Brandon. Needing a strikeout just for his confidence alone right here. 0-2. Wind up, pitch. Popped towards left field. Blankenberg tracking underneath it, and that's out number 3. But Greenwood, after an error, pass ball, the Wildcats throw it around the field a little bit, scores 1 run, and then a sac fly off the bat of Ethan York scores another one. And Greenwood's got a 2-1 lead heading into the top of the 5th inning. And it's time for your Wildcats bats to get to work. We're going to take a 30-second break this time, and we'll be right back live on 92.3 WFKN.
Shotgun snap, he's blitzed, throws a jump ball into the end zone. Groves, he caught it! Singular touchdown! The handoff to Anderson. They want the out route. It's a double move. It's sold well. Groves catches it 15-10-5. Touchdown. Fake the out. Went down.
And now the Wildcats needing to get their bats warmed up as Colton Turner is going to lead it off for Franklin-Simpson here in the top of the 5th inning. Batting order is going to go 7, 8, 9 here, leading off with Colton Turner, followed by Braylon Turner and Jordan Brandon, the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 2 now. Turner set up in the back of the box. Here's a pitch from Glossick. Hammered right at him. Nearly took his head off. My goodness. That's how you do it. I mean, not at him, but base hit for Colton Turner. Only the 2nd hit of the game for the Wildcats here in the top of the 5th inning. And the Greenwood Gators also only with 2 hits here this evening. Turner's going to get a courtesy runner. Let's see who's that going to be. Looks like Lamarand. Nope. I think it's Corbin Barnes. I think that's a number 4. I think that's Corbin Barnes. Corbin Barnes out there to run for Colton Turner as Braylon Turner gets set to check in for his at-bat. Let's see if the Wildcats try to play some small ball here. Barnes off to an okay lead out there at first. Pickoff attempt, and oh my goodness, he is, what a trick play. Greenwood throws a trick play in there, and they get Barnes. Glossick never throws it to first. York sold it, deserves a Grammy, and they just run over and catch Barnes midway up the baseline. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness. That's classic right there. Those kids will talk about that one right there for a long time. Here's Braylon Turner. Strike one. Oh my goodness. Here's the pitch. Bob foul, out of play. Towards the car. Oh, narrowly misses. 0-2, behind is Braylon Turner now. Here's the pitch. Oh, curveball comes in and paints the inside part of the plate. 2 up, 2 down. It looked like somebody had a train horn out here. I hope that's not in the stands. My goodness. Here comes Jordan Brandon, the pitcher for Franklin-Simpson. Sends one out towards right field to Justice. Justice is going to field it cleanly. And the Wildcats go 3 up, 3 down again here in this top of the 5th inning. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 times in 5 innings that the Wildcats have gone 3 up, 3 down. I mean, we've got the 1 run, and, you know, anything is possible here. But Whit Glossick just dealing so far, and that trick play is really, that was something to behold right there. You know, these kids dream about doing that kind of stuff. You talk about doing it, but you never actually see anybody go for it. And I'm sure that they were told, if you try to do this, that you better sell it like you're a professional wrestler. I mean, and they did. Glossick turned and chucked it. The whole team took off that way. And give credit to York over at first. He jumped and then took off towards the line. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't see the ball. And it's because Glossick never threw it, and he had it in his hand the whole time. I mean, wow. That was just something else right there. As we're in between innings here, heading to the bottom of the 5th, I would like to just take a moment and say thank you to each and every one of our listeners. I appreciate you so much, no matter how you partake here this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast. You guys are just fantastic. I say it all the time to people that I speak with, but I don't think I've ever said it across the radio waves. I'm just a goof having a good time out here. And that's a line shot that gets between short and third here for the shortstop, Kiyoshi Uni, to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. And all the momentum right now is in the sails of the Greenwood Gators. Coach Jagger's having a conversation with the home plate umpire right now. Don't know what that's about. And here comes second baseman number 26, Jackson Lee. Lee's a .347 hitter. But as I was saying, man, I'm just excited to be here and be a part of our fantastic Franklin community. We've got great school systems, teachers, and lots of people that do things. Lee lays down the bunt. There's going to be a play at first. Oh, my goodness, and Lee slides in there and beats the foot of Heinze covering over on first. Heinze had to travel a long way to get there. to cover it. And he's safe. Lays down the bunt, and Lee beats out the throw. And Greenwood again finding themselves with a big opportunity with Henry Justice up to bat. Strike one to Justice from Brandon. Runners on first and second now for Greenwood after the Uni hit and the, I guess you call it an infield hit for ball low from Brandon to Justice. The infield hit from Lee. As Justice digs in. Chopper sent towards short. He's going to hand it to Heinze, try to turn two. Not in time. As Justice is able to beat out the throw from Heinze, and that brings Uni to third and Justice to first with just one out. Runners on the corners, first and third. And let's see how the Wildcats handle this one as they are getting the signal call from their dugout. I would imagine that in this moment, Glossick, of course, bluffing or showing bunt here. He's shown bunt every chance he's been up to bat. It's got me thinking, is this just the way that Glossick hits? But I don't know. I don't remember it from the previous games. Lays down the bunt, goes foul. So he gets an 0-1 count to show for it. Plenty of speed with Uni. Uni doing everything he can to come home right now. My goodness. Been called out twice, once at home, once at third. Lays down the bunt and misses again as it comes inside and just fights it off to Glossick. And he's now looking at an 0-2 count. I wonder if he will fall in line with what we've seen a lot of times here recently, and that's even trying to lay down the bunt with 2 strikes against you. Runner still on the corners, 0-2, one away. Here's the pitch, pulls back and hammers it out towards left field. That's trouble, that's going to score at least 1 run. Justice digging for third. And Whit Glossick pulls back and delivers, and we're looking at a 3-1 ball game right now after the double off the bat of Whit Glossick. Greenwood seemingly firmly in control right now. 3-1, runners on second and third. Just 1 out. And here comes the catcher, Griffin Veazey. Tries to lay down the bunt. It's a foul ball. It continued to kind of feel like when is the dam going to break loose for Greenwood? Here, put up 2 in the last inning, 1 so far this inning. As they continued to threaten to get across home plate. Shows bunt, does Veazey. It almost was like a pitch out there, and Nash was popped up pretty quickly and dropped out of his glove. And Greenwood looking like they're getting a new signal from Coach Jaggers. Veazey in tight on home plate right now. lays down the bunt, goes foul. It's going to bring the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Henry Justice was charging in from third base, trying to make it a 4-1 game. Colton Turner in on the grass for the Wildcats, as well as Brady Delk at short. Basically the whole infield in right now. And even more so in on top of the plate this time is Veazey. Here's the pitch from Brandon. That's a high and outside pitch. Going to ring the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next one. Low and away, going to ring it up to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brandon sets. Here's the pitch. Popped out towards right field. Tracking back is Kelly. Kelly going to throw. Cut off by Lockley, and another run scores. A sac fly there by Veazey. And now here comes Boston Howard with 2 outs and a runner on third. After the sac fly, that does make it a 4-1 ball game. Not insurmountable for Franklin-Simpson, but tonight, 4 out of 5 innings, gone 3 up, 3 down. We've got to do something to get the bats moving. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Shallow left field. Calling everybody away is Braylon Turner running in front of Hendrik Blankenberg to squeeze it for out number 3. Calling everybody off, and they meet there before they head in towards the dugout. We're going to take us another little break, and we'll come right back with the top of the 6th inning. And your Wildcats now down 4-1, live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bacon Trust equips you for success.
Home for Franklin-Simpson High School's Wildcat Athletics. I'm Cody Schuler. Thank you for joining us here at the home of the Western Kentucky University Hilltoppers, Nick Dennis Field, in a semifinal matchup with a championship opportunity on the line for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, taking on the Greenwood Gators. And Greenwood has responded in a big way in the bottom of the 4th and the bottom of the 5th, scoring 2 runs in each. Now, Franklin-Simpson finding themselves in a hole here, and it looks like there's been a pitching change out there. That is not Whit Glossick any longer on the mound. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's Henry Justice now on the mound, which is a shocking move from head coach Jaggers to me. Whit Glossick has been absolutely dealing. I've said it a couple times that the Wildcats have gone 3 up, 3 down in 4 out of 5 innings. And here in the 5th, you're pulling Glossick. I'm shocked right now. Justice has pitched against the Wildcats in multiple games. 2-0 count to the leadoff. Liam Heinze 0 for 2 in this one. There's strike one. Henry Justice in the 0-3 loss, pitched 5 innings, and that one gets out into left field between short and third. First hit of the game for Liam Heinze. And here comes Brady Delk. Henry Justice pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts in the 0-3 loss. And in the 4-5 loss, pitched 2.1 innings, gave up a hit and the run that scored the game winner. Pass ball there from Justice to Veazey, and Liam Heinze moving to second base. In that game at home where it went extra innings for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, Justice hit Blankenberg on a bases loaded opportunity for the Wildcats as he throws ball 2. That scored Brady Delk on senior night. Delk sets, looking at a 2-0 count. Ball 3 low. I understand that you've got a 4-1 lead right here, but Wildcats came back. I think it was a 4-2 lead in the previous matchup. Well, they were down. They were actually up 4-0 when Brady Delk hit that 2-run bomb. That's ball 4. Now the Wildcats on base. Runners on first and second. Now here comes Jackson Gass. Also 0 for 2 in this one. And the Wildcats are in business right now with the top of the lineup. Here's the pitch. Takes strike 1, does Gass. Right now is one of those opportunities where we need all gas, no brakes. Here's the pitch from Justice. Popped up into shallow right field, and that's going to get in for a base hit between right. Heinze's going to score. Delk turning third. In there for a stand-up 2 RBI double. Jackson Gass delivers. 4-3 lead now. And Jackson Gass delivers. And here comes Coach Jaggers to talk it over with his relief pitcher, Henry Justice. The Franklin faithful have officially come back to life. I don't think we're seeing a pitching change. I think we're just talking it over. As the Wildcats have now scored 2 runs after that stand-up double from Jackson Gass. As there's some, I apologize for the music here. And we are going to see a pitching change. I don't know what's going on with that music. That is a horrible song, whatever it is. I can't tell who that is out there on the mound. I'm going to ask somebody here next to me. Is that Glossick going back in? Okay, so Whit Glossick takes off a few pitches, and now Whit Glossick is actually getting back out onto the mound for Greenwood. What a development that this is. I haven't seen this all season long, but Glossick absolutely dealing through 5 innings. Catches a relief. And now they're bringing him back out onto the mound after the top of the lineup goes hit by Heinze, Delk walk, and then Gass hits a 2 RBI double. Man, this turned into a ball game. After a coaching decision that I don't typically talk too much about coaches unless we're playing South Warren. And if you know, you know. And, man, there's no way I could have pulled Glossick right then. I understand, you know, you got a 4-1 lead and you're thinking about tomorrow night already, but you got to get through this one. And now here's Carson Kelly. Takes ball 1. Still no outs with Gass out on second. If he can somehow find some green grass out there, that would score Gass. Here's pitch, shows bunt. He double hit it. Double hit it. And everybody's everybody let's take it easy. We know it bounced down and bounced up and hit his bat a second time. You don't see it very often, but you know you get a lot of that whenever you play on these turf fields. The turf almost bouncy to a baseball. I've seen more ground rule doubles this season at home than what I have in the previous 3 years combined here in the 4th season covering your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats baseball team. 1-1 is the count now after the foul ball. Showing bunt again, and he sends a foul. York was charging in from first like a freight train. So 1-2 count now. I anticipate that we'll see Carson sit back and get ready to swing the bat. 1-2 being the count. That one sent right back to Glossick, the pitcher, and he takes the easy out at first, and Gass stays put at second. Now here comes Owen Lockley. Lockley's got a hit here this evening. The right-handed hitter. With just one away here in the top of the 6th inning in a 4-3 game. Here's the pitch. Low in the zone for ball 1 to Lockley. One-0 is the count. Lockley back in the back of the batter's box now. Here's the pitch. Takes ball 2. Bouncing through the zone. Can the Wildcats figure out Glossick now? Here's the pitch. Hammered out into right field. That's going to get in and past. That's going to get all the way into the corner. Here comes Jackson Gass rounding third, and he's going to easily score. Here comes Owen Lockley digging for third. Going to be no play at third, and he's got an easy sliding triple. Tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen, as Owen Lockley, the fantastic freshman, finds himself a big-time hit out into right field to tie it up, and Jackson Gass comes across and scores. Now, talk to me, Goose. Here comes Hendrik Blankenberg. Left fielder, number 15, 346 hitter on the season with just one out, trying to score Lockley from third. Hendrick sets, takes curveball for strike one. That felt like the first real huge hit that we've gotten across on Glossick that was meaningful. Fouled off. Coach Wilhite's got it. Sends it back to Glossick on the mound. Coach Wilhite, no stranger to the Nick, a Western Kentucky University Hall of Famer. Head coach Matthew Wilhite. Ball outside, brings count 2-2. 1-2, pardon me. And now, after being hit by a pitch, there goes Hendrik Blankenberg down to first, and we've got runners on the corners. Glossick wants to discuss this, or pardon me, Jaggers wants to have a meeting amongst the umpires to discuss this one. He's not sure about being hit. I don't see anything that we could do to overturn this, though. I think they're trying to say if he made it. Yep, stay over there on first. Nice work, Goose. Now here comes Colton Turner up to bat. Jaggers still having a discussion with the home plate umpire about this. Pretty upset. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Goose did all he could to get out of the way of that thing, but there's no rule saying you got to get out of the way. Here comes Colton Turner. Colton with a big hit in this one. Let's see if he can replicate that last at-bat. Into the corners. A sac fly would score one and regain your Wildcats the lead. Anything in the outfield is golden. Here's the pitch. Ooh, strike one. Turner steps in. Goose on first, Lockley on third. Here's the pitch. That's sent towards Une. And there's a 6-3 double play to hold the score pat, tied up at 4 as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Man. These two teams battling it out once again. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning live on 92.3 WFKN.
Shotgun snap, he's blitzed, throws a jump ball into the end zone. Groves, he caught it! Signal a touchdown! The handoff to Anderson. They want the out route. It's a double move. It's sold well. Groves catches it 15-10-5. Touchdown. Fake the out. Went down.
My favorite thing about working here is getting to serve the community and help people with their electric and their fiber internet.
We're local, so we live and work right here in Franklin, so taking care of our neighbors isn't just business, it's personal. Fiber means faster, more reliable internet for work, school, and entertainment without lag or buffering.
It's more than power and fiber, it's about peace of mind.
We're not just an electric company, we're neighbors.
block late. They stranded 2 out there after a 6-3 double play from Kiyoshi Une. And now here it comes. Number 3, left fielder Josiah Groff. Groff, 333 hitter, right-handed hitter. Takes strike 1 from Jordan Brandon. These two teams play each other very, very tough. The fans have come alive on both sides. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, low and away. 1-1 count to the leadoff here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This turned into an absolutely magical game. That one is going to go just foul down third baseline. Man, by a whisper of a breath right there. It is after the 10 o'clock hour. Listen to 92.3 WFKN, Franklin, Kentucky. Shout out Chuck White. Josiah Groff makes his way back to the batter's box now. Looking at a 1-2 count with nobody away as he is the leadoff. Gators taking on the Wildcats. Here's the windup and the pitch from Brandon. Low in the zone for ball 2 now. After the 10 o'clock hour here on a Tuesday night. Nobody's worried about that, though. These kids don't got to go to school tomorrow. They're out for the summer. Here's the pitch. Ring up 1 for Jordan Brandon. What a confidence booster that is. His 3rd strikeout of the game. Now, here comes first baseman Ethan York. The 242 hitter had a sac fly previous inning that scored a run that got them on their way to that 4-1 lead before the Wildcats stormed back to tie it up. Here's the pitch. Popped foul, out of play. 0-1. I'm up here in the press box, and I had to get up out of this seat. I'm used to standing up for the majority of our games. Here's the pitch from Brandon, and he hits York this time. Last time he almost hit York, and this time he does hit the left-handed hitter. Ballou behind the plate right now takes his helmet off, and he's taking a breath. I was looking at York, not looking at Ballou, so I'm not exactly sure what happened right there as Coach Wilhite comes and puts his arm around him, pats him on the back a little bit. Catcher is one of the most difficult, tough positions to play in all of sports. As Nash is going to head into the dugout. And here comes center fielder number 1, Sam Holder, the 280 hitter. As Nash comes back out to the field, I think he's got a smile on his face and gets a hand clap here from the fan base as he's back out here ready to play ball now. I'm not going to go too deep into that one. I'll just let you use your imagination on what happened to the young man. As Holder, the lefty, they go back-to-back lefties, York and Holder in this lineup. That's a grounder towards Heinze. Heinze's going to flip it to Delk. Delk over. Woo! Right there. 4-6-3 double play to end the inning for your Franklin-Simpson Wildcats, and they're going to head into the top of the 7th inning with all the wind in their sails, boys. It is time to get those bats moving once more. as Braylon Turner is going to get set to lead off. And you know what? I'm just going to hang out with you here. I'm standing up here in this press box. I'm sure aggravating everybody right now. As there goes Aaron Talley, working hard here tonight. One of the hardest working human beings I know. And I'm not just saying that as he's away from me now. That guy is working all the time. Appreciate you, Aaron. As well as all of our Franklin-Simpson Channel 9 listeners. Man, as I said, we will be here with you tomorrow night, win or loss. If the boys win, right here, as they're going to try to get on the board and break up this tie ball game in the top of the 7th right now, as Braylon Turner is going to lead it off. We are going to see if they can do just that. If we do, in fact, move forward with that, then we'll be here for the championship game taking on the Bowling Green Purples. If not, we will be with you over at the softball complex for your Lady Cats taking on the top-ranked in the nation, South Warren Lady Spartans. South Warren Lady Spartans not ranked number 1 in the state. Well, they are ranked number 1 in the state, but they're not just ranked number 1 in the state. They have an absolute argument to be ranked number 1 in the nation as they beat the number 1 team in the nation. And in that top 10 list that I saw earlier today, shout out Topper Talk on X, shared that with me, a man, Mr. Stephen Moffitt. He showed me that top 10 list and one of only 2 undefeated teams on that list. Braylon takes ball 1. Curveball comes in for strike 1. As I've said many times, when Braylon swings the bat, man, it is a pure-looking swing. I love to see him swing the bat. Here's the pitch. Fouls that one off. Just fighting it away. Misses the cars, thankfully, coming through. In the on-deck circle is your pitcher, Jordan Brandon. Now Braylon's going to step back out and take time, compose himself a little bit. Glossick is set. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul towards Will. Tell you what, man, that guy, he's just been around so much baseball. He's not going to get moved too much. He just stuck his foot out there like it was no big deal and just, I'll just kick this one down. That's years of experience with baseball right there. Anybody else would have been down in a grounder's position. That one sent foul over towards right field line. Braylon in here fighting. Count remains at 1-2 after 2 foul balls. Here's the pitch. Chop towards third. Howard's got it, throws it over to York, and he gets it there in time to record Turner out. Now here comes Jordan Brandon, your pitcher here this evening. Hitless on the season is Jordan Brandon. Glossick talking to his infield. Here's Liam Heinze in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Curveball stays in there for strike 1. Didn't look great from where I'm at, but stays in there for strike 1. Here's the pitch. That's ball low and away. For hitters, it is certainly a hard thing to do to not be in any kind of a rhythm and just go up there and swing the bat from time to time. Take strike 2 on the fastball. 1-2 is the count now. to our pitcher, Jordan Brandon. Glossick sets for Greenwood. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. And there goes to show you that bit of inexperience from Jordan Brandon swinging the bat, is when he swung his bat, his back foot, rather than being planted down into the ground, came completely out from behind him. Sets up outside, does Veazey. Here's the pitch. And curveball got him bent down, but stays out of the zone just a little bit there. Now that just brings this count to 2-2 with one away to the number 2 hitter in terms of order. Ball up and out of the zone a little bit. Ball 3. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Brandon battling the opposing pitcher, Whit Glossick. In tight on the plate. Here's the pitch now. Foul ball. Good cut. Good cut. Excellent cut there. Way to swing the bat, young man. Go in there and be aggressive. Trying to help his cause. Sets up inside, does Veazey this time. Here's the pitch from Glossick. Gets him with the high heat. Glossick strikes him out. Go 2 up, 2 down so far. Now here comes the top of the order in Liam Heinze. Recorded an out in his last at-bat against Henry Justice before Whit Glossick made his way back to the mound. Here's the pitch. Curveball comes in there for strike 1. Whit really working the curve so far. Glossick really making that thing look good. And there, in true Liam Heinze fashion, gets timeout just in time. Told that is Whit Glossick's 95th pitch of the evening. 0-1 to Heinze. Here's the pitch. Chopper sent towards Howard at third, fields it cleanly, skips it over to first, and York with an incredible dig over at first to record out number 3. Great use of the glove there by Ethan York. And we're going to go tied up into the bottom of the 7th, and Greenwood's going to have an opportunity to win it when we return live on 92.3 WFKN.
No matter your game, Franklin Bacon Trust equips you for success.
At Nick Dennis Field for the semifinal matchup between the Franklin-Simpson Wildcats and the Greenwood Gators. And here in the bottom of the 7th, Greenwood with a chance to walk it off and win this one as Jordan Brandon retakes the mound. And leading off for Greenwood is the top of their order, Kiyoshi Une. 4-4 tie ball game here. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 1. That one had Une fooled so much he took his helmet off and just had to take a walk for a second. Brandon sets. Here's the pitch. Goes behind him. Ball 1. Brandon resets himself out there on the mound now. He's got the pitch. Une sets. Here's the windup. Here it comes. Chopper sent towards Turner. Turner, diving attempt, misses at it. And Delk's got it now as it traveled out into left field a little bit. And Greenwood has a base runner out on first. And Jackson Lee making his way to the plate. We've yet to see anybody attempt to steal with a throw down to second here this evening. Une with plenty of speed, athleticism. Off to an okay lead, just average. Brandon Ching showing bunt. Lays it down. The play's at first. Bunts him up to second, gets him in scoring position, does Jackson Lee. So 1 away, runner on second now. A meeting here on the infield with the umpires. Jaggers out on the field here, as well as Wilhite. I think there was some discussion about whether the discussion about whether or not is that was a foul ball. Maybe it hit down onto the plate first or something. I don't know. But I think that's what it was about, if I was to guess. But he's out at first. Runner advances to second. And now here comes Henry Justice. For a moment, relief pitcher that Greenwood had out there on the mound that got touched up really quickly by your Wildcat hitters. Jackson Gass delivered. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 from Brandon. Jackson Gass delivered a 2 RBI double off the right arm of Henry Justice before Owen Lockley scored Jackson Gass on that RBI triple. Here's the pitch. Swings through, strike 2. Justice is a .348 hitter. Seemingly has not picked up the ball very well from Jordan Brandon here tonight. He's swung and missed at several. Checks the runner, does Brandon. Here's the pitch. Chopper sent towards Delk. Delk's going to fire over to first, and he's out. Okay, so now here's the situation. Greenwood's got a runner on third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. He comes home, game over. Greenwood advances. Franklin-Simpson's done for the year. And here comes the pitcher for Greenwood, the hero for Greenwood, I should say. The hero, the pitcher, the everything, showing bunt. If he can push this down first base, then game over. Comes inside, ball 1. This is about as thick as tension could get. You'd need a butcher knife to get through this amount of tension. Brandon sets. Here's the pitch. Ball high. Showing bunt again is Glossick. Brandon sets. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 2-1 is the count now. Une over on third. I mean, he's going to come screaming if he gets an opportunity. Here's the pitch. Whew. Ball low and away. Count goes 3-1. VZ in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Base hit, ball game. Une scores. Whit Glossick, the hero for Greenwood. Glossick walks it off in the bottom of the 7th and scores Une. The Wildcats' phenomenal season has come to an end. Just like that, Glossick delivers on that base hit to right. What a magical season for your Wildcats, defeating Monroe County in the opening round in 6 innings, 11-1. And your Wildcats' 2026 season officially over. You hate to see it end like that, but they couldn't get enough offense tonight to really make it work. Had 4 innings of 3 up, 3 down ball, and no, 5 innings of 3 up, 3 down ball, and Whit Glossick just too much for the Franklin-Simpson Wildcats from the mound here tonight. I mean, not only to deliver on the mound, he does it with the bat as well. Congratulations to the Greenwood Gators, but congratulations to the Franklin-Simpson Wildcats as well. Coach Will Height with a masterful job. Yet again, your 4th Region Coach of the Year. And Brady Delk, first-team All-Region infielder. The senior walking off the field for the final time in his Franklin-Simpson Wildcat career. Headed to Wabash next season, joining Gavin Link. All the emotions flooding out of the Wildcats right now as they meet over by first base. And wow, let's talk about how we got there real quick before we sign off. Your Wildcats defeated Greenwood 3-0 at their place early this season, and then 5-4 at our place on senior night. And then here tonight, the Wildcats started out going 3 up, 3 down. And then they got Greenwood in a jam, and they get out of that one. And then Carson Kelly scores in the top of the 2nd after 2 errors on Greenwood and a Lockley hit, and we stranded 2 on base. Then 3rd inning, a 4th inning, we went 3 up, 3 down. 5th inning, 3 up, 3 down. And then 6th inning, on a Heinze hit, a Delk walk, a Jackson Gass 2 RBI double. And then Gass scored on a triple from Lockley. The one big hit that Glossick for the Gators gave up all evening. I mean, still not enough to defeat the Greenwood Gators. I mean, what a night that this was. You knew it was going to be something like this. But congratulations, young men. Proud of you. I hope that each of you know just how proud of you that we are. So thank you guys so much for joining us here on 92.3. Thank you to Kendra for being back in studio. We're going to be back here tomorrow night just over at the softball field, weather permitting, and we'll get to cover your Lady Cats taking on the #1 nationally ranked South Warren Lady Spartans. I'm Cody Schuler, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow night on our airwaves on 92.3 WFKN. Thanks, Kendra.